Hello, it's Lilla Bell. Find somewhere cozy, take a deep breath, and let your body relax. Tonight's story is a gentle tale about a tiny fox who lived under the moon, deep inside the quiet Dreamwood forest. If you're ready, let's drift together. In the Dreamwood forest, where the trees shimmered silver in the moonlight, and the air always smelled like soft pine and sweet night flowers, there lived a little fox. She was so small, even for a fox, with fur so pale it almost glowed, like moonbeams softening the ground. Because of her shimmering fur, everyone called her Little Moon Fox. She lived in a cozy burrow beneath an old willow tree, a willow whose long branches touched the forest floor like curtains of silk. Every night, just as the first stars began to shine, the little moon fox would stretch and yawn. A long, gentle, sleepy yawn, and wander out into the forest. The forest at night was her favourite thing. The Dreamwood never felt frightening at night. It felt calm, soft, and slow, and full of the quiet music of nature. Crickets sang tiny lullabies, while the leaves whispered secrets to the wind, and the moon dipped its silver light through the trees. Tonight, though, something felt a little different. The little moon fox lifted her nose to the air. She sniffed once, twice, 3 times. There was a new smell. Soft, warm, and glowing, like starlight had turned into a scent. Curious, she padded deeper into the forest. Her paws made no sound. Her tail swished in a slow, gentle arc behind her, and the moon followed her as though it were lighting her way through the night. Soon, the little moon fox reached a narrow pathway she had never seen before. A path made of stones that shimmered faintly, as if each one had a tiny piece of moon trapped inside it. The stones lit up softly under her paws, one by one, as she stepped across them. Step, glow, step, glow. Every footstep felt like a tiny lantern being lit. The forest around her grew quieter, more peaceful, almost as if it were holding its breath, waiting for something magic to happen. The little moon fox tilted her head. She didn't feel afraid, just curious and calm. Pulled forward, she followed the glowing path until she reached a clearing she had never seen before. And in the center of the clearing, floating just above the ground, was a tiny glowing orb. It wasn't bright. It wasn't blinding. It was soft, like moon milk. It pulsed gently as if it were breathing. The little moon fox stepped closer. With every step, the orb pulsed a little faster, a little warmer, as though it were happy to see her. She sat down and watched it. The orb floated in slow circles, tracing gentle patterns in the air. It reminded her of the way autumn leaves drifted, or how fireflies danced in the summer windows. But this wasn't a leaf, or a firefly, or anything she had ever known. She blinked, her moon-bright eyes. The orb blinked back. Very carefully, the little moon fox stretched out her nose and touched the orb. Not loudly, not sharply, but softly, like the first note of a lullaby. The orb opened. It unfolded like a flower, petal by petal, shimmering inside and out. Resting gently in the center was a tiny star. It wasn't glowing brightly, not like stars usually do. It flickered gently, warm but tired, as if it hadn't been shining for a very, very long time. And finally, it needed to rest. The little moon fox tilted her head and sat in front of it. The star pulsed once, slow and soft. She could feel it, like a feeling rather than a sound. Lonely, lost, far from its sky. The little moon fox curled her tail around her paws and leaned closer. "Are you lost?" she whispered softly. The star flickered in answer, and with that single flicker, the little moon fox understood. This tiny star had fallen from the sky, and it didn't know how to get home. The little fox knew exactly what needed to be done. She stood up, her tiny form glowing in the moonlight, and let the soft star settle onto her back, right between her shoulders, where her fur was most fluffy. The star nestled there, pulsing softly with trust, and slowly, step by step, the little moon fox began to walk. She would find a way to return the star to its place in the sky. She walked through the Dreamwood, past whispering trees, past sleepy flowers, past the quiet river that glimmered like glass. The moon drifted with her, guiding her path. Sometimes she paused just to take a breath in the soft night air. Sometimes she listened to the tiny star's heartbeat, a warm, steady rhythm against her fur. Step, breath, glow. Step, breath, and glow. The journey felt endless and gentle, like a dream that stretches on in soft, sleepy colours. Finally, the little moon fox reached the edge of the highest hill in the Dreamwood forest. The moon hung low above her, silver and full, watching quietly. The little moon fox lifted her head. The tiny star pulsed on her back, and the moon, as though understanding everything, sent down a long, soft beam of light. The light touched the star gently, sweetly, and softly. The star stretched open, glowing brighter and brighter, but still calm and soft and warm. The little moon fox watched as the star lifted from her fur, rising slowly into the moonbeam. Up, up, up it floated until it reached the sky and settled into its place like a missing puzzle piece returning home. The sky shimmered, the moon glowed, the forest sighed with relief, and the little moon fox closed her eyes, feeling peaceful, proud, and very, very sleepy. When the star was gone and the moonbeam faded, the little fox yawned a tiny, tiny, tiny yawn. She padded slowly back through the forest. Her paws were quiet, her heart was soft, her tail swayed gently behind her. The night wrapped around her like a blanket. The world felt calm again, safe, quiet, and dreamy. By the time she reached her willow tree, the sky was turning the finest silver, a sign morning was near. She curled into her burrow, tucked her nose into her tail, and drifted slowly, softly into sleep, knowing that somewhere above her a tiny star was shimmering again, all because of her. Thank you for joining me tonight for the story of the little moon fox. I hope you feel calm, safe, and ready for sweet dreams. Good night from Lilla Bell Stories.